This video series that we're working on here is about how skate parks actually get made, and that is through all steps of the process. So yeah, we're right here at the entry of the skate park, and none of this was really here. In fact, there was actually a circular manual pad that used to be right here. We used to skate back in the day, and we thought that was cool. We had no idea we were ever gonna get a skate park. But the important part of it is that the Ocean Beach Skate Park was really the first San Diego City funded and maintained park. Before that, it was like the Del Mar Skate Park, which closed down. So fast forward, well over a decade into the early 2000s to 2001, this became a reality, but the progress to get to that stage where we could get to the meetings, we had to advocate for this park for 9 years. So 9 years of going to parades, 9 years of signing petitions, 9 years of really trying to help educate people as to why we need a skate park, and the parents and community members begging for a place for the kids to go skate because we were tired of getting tickets. But we're coming in here, we're at these meetings with the who's who of skateboarding, the Andy McDonald's, who was living in Ocean Beach at that time, and Chris Miller, and a whole bunch of people who just wanted to know what's going on. We found out at some point that they wanted to fence the skate park, but we wanted to have a little skate plaza on the outside. But that's how that came to be, that they said no to the skate plaza. It was basically a throwback to E&B. And now we have the tide pools, which are not even really that skatable. I think I learned a lot of lessons being an advocate, fighting for my own skate park for 9 years until it actually happened. 10 years after this opened, I was at a point in my professional skateboarding career where I started thinking about what am I going to do next? And I'd actually already started interning at the city. I'd already started working at an engineering firm. I was going back to school to learn how to do CAD design and knowing the basics about surveying and engineering. And so at some point when I was doing all those things, not really thinking about how it tie into skate parks or even skate park design. One of the guys who's doing all the projects, ironically, Mike McIntyre, who had his own skate park design company, who I remembered from this project and several others, hit me up and said, hey, look, man, with your background and your experience doing all these things with design for public projects and knowing how to do, grading and drainage plans and elevations and CAD work and laying stuff out. We need that experience with someone who understands skateboarding and combining those into creating more projects that people actually want to go to.
My name is Alec Beck. I've been skating for about 22 years and have fallen in love with skateboarding and skate parks over and over again. And somewhere along the way, I got the opportunity to get involved with a local public skate park project. And after doing a couple of those, I got hired at the Tony Hawk Foundation, which is now called the Skatepark Project. And that's what we do. We help people learn the ropes to develop a successful skate park project in their town. From knowing nothing at all how to get something built in your city to getting something built in your city. It's quite a process. It's not for the faint of heart, but very much like skateboarding, unlimited different ways to do it. Every project has its own nuances. Every project is like a skate park. It's got different obstacles you get to navigate, but if you keep trying, you'll get there. Luckily, the stuff that you learn at a skate park, the stuff that you learn skateboarding about how to step into a new arena, how to assess the situation, to manage risk, to work with people, to try and try again until it's like to be comfortable failing, to be comfortable with either gravity saying no or stalwart city councilor saying no. You still have to be comfortable saying, okay, well, what about this? Let's try it again. Let's come at a different angle, come at a different speed, and let's see if we can get it done. And that same philosophy that you learn on a skateboard or on a BMX bike at the skate park is really going to help you when you're in the city council meeting or in these planning meetings, pre-planning meetings, to get this type of project done.
My name is Felix Guerrero. I'm with the Spring Valley Skate Park Committee. I was asked by Christian to pretty much help him out, I guess, and maybe 4 years ago. Just started pushing the movement, going to skate parks wearing this shirt, just wearing it all the time, pretty much every single day. So you can just let people know that we want this. Just been pushing it for 4 years, going to the meetings, joining the community planning group, the planning groups, I guess, yeah. At first, people weren't so sure about it, especially residents, when they found out the spot we wanted it. And I guess they would push against it. And I remember there was this one meeting where we had a good amount of skateboarders come to this meeting. And that's when it became real, because the residents, the Spring Valley planning group saw that there's more people who want this than not. So ever since then, it's kind of been upward. To tell the truth, they looked at us kind of funny because they're like, who are these people like wanting a skate park? What do they want? And once we got there, we picked their brains a little bit, showing them the positivity of skateboarding and why we want it and how it could change the community. They kind of just opened up their doors a little bit more for us to come into the meetings without them looking at us like, who are these guys? Why do we need a skate park? We're out here pushing for the kids to be involved, to be part of something bigger, to learn discipline, to just know that these kids are just here to have a good time. And this, whatever they learn here, it can translate into anything else they've seen in life. Like maybe a kind of job, they can meet a person who will connect them to another place or another person, and they just keep growing from there. Like skateboarding is a great way to just branch out. We kind of helped kickstart this project with a little help from Terry. And Terry already had a connection with Kanten, and she kind of just brought him along, and he's been real great at donating his time, doing some stuff pro bono, or just showing up to the meetings with us to help guide us. Without them, who knows how much longer it could have been till we actually had an actual design and a schedule for groundbreaking and completion. I can't thank them enough, because I think with them helped speed up the process of this whole advocacy and getting the city to see that we're serious and that the people are serious, kids are serious. They want this park.
Hi, I'm Terry Burke-Iserling. I'm the skate park mom for the Lakeside Skate Park in San Diego, California. There was a committee of us who started with the thought of building a skate park in our small community of 54,000. So one of my thoughts about changing state law was that we needed to teach the kids how to do it right. And so we had the kids sign petitions to create an all-wheel park. We had the kids go to the schools and bring petitions, so talk about an all-wheel park. And then we just went about Kanten. Everybody contacted every skate person they knew, every company, every Parks and Recreation part, so that we could change state law. And we did. It was a major undertaking. Now, within the state of California, parks have the option of being an all-wheel park or not. And parks throughout the United States are learning that all-wheel, if you watch the videos, there's all-wheel everywhere. It's hard to keep them out, and it's about the recreation and not just skateboarding. Everyone here in the park now understands that it's not designated to one color or another, one flavor or another. It's truly an all-wheel concept so that everybody respects one another pretty much. I have to say, scooterism is a new concept for many of us in the world of recreation, and there aren't role models for scooterism. But it's a starting point. It's a starting point where the kids feel like they have control of their recreation. And then as they watch other people progress to skateboards and bikes, they start changing how they think about recreation and want to kind of grow up. Skatepark advocacy is, there isn't enough diverse recreation for many communities. So one of the things I did when we started doing this project was, my theory was, I want the whole community to talk about a skate park and to get it. and to realize that a different form of recreation might be coming to our community, thinking about my son and his friends. So I kind of joined almost every committee. I went before every board and talked about a skate park for Lakeside. And I learned so much. One of the things about that you learn is, who are your enemies? What are they afraid of? What's the pushback? And how do you address that thing so that their fears aren't realized? Look here. Honestly, great kids. It's not all doom and gloom. Honestly, it's recreation, and it's the best recreation ever.
So when this skate park started the process of trying to advocate to get it to happen, I was probably 15, 16 years old, and I was just a sponsored amateur skateboarder. By the time this happened and actually was going to open up, I was a pro skateboarder in my mid-20s. I think I was like 25, maybe 26. So it was a big deal to have everyone where I grew up in Ocean Beach come here and celebrate the opening of the park. I mean, you had Danny Way out here flying over the hip. You had Tony Hawk out here doing, you know, kind of like his little sort of pseudo backflip right out of that quarter pipe over there toward the bowl. And you just had a cool mix of people who knew how to really kill it on transition and people who knew how to skate the street, but everyone just had a blast just really adapting to this. Now, are some of the features in here and the ratios and dimensions perfect? Absolutely not. Is there such thing as a perfect skate park? Absolutely not. And everyone who may say, hey, I love that quarter pipe, you'll have just as many people say, I hate it, right? Everyone has an opinion. But it's about adapting and making it work for you, and the more you ride it, the more you get used to it. And that's what's cool about skate parks, is that they're all different and they should be different. You don't want everything to look the same. And so to see everyone come here on opening day and celebrate and seeing how everyone can really use a space like this, from the street section all the way to the bowl section, and having Andy Mack do the most gnarliest transfers I've ever seen in my life, still to this day. I think that's what's really cool, is just everyone just like high-fiving each other and saying, yeah, this is our park, we helped, we went to the meetings, we advocated, we got it done. And it kind of empowers you to learn how to work with the public process to get things done. I mean, let's face it, if I called up 10 of my skateboarding friends and said, hey, let's meet up at the OB park, maybe 50-60% might show up. If you're saying, hey, we need to show up to a skate park meeting to advocate for a new skate park, it's gonna be the same thing. Not everyone's gonna show up. Not everyone's gonna all equally put in the same amount of work. And sometimes we all just don't agree on how the process should be. Some people really are still kind of pushing the us versus them mentality, and it causes a lot of friction. It doesn't really get things done. So how can you try to reach out and help everyone understand that we really kind of have to work with each other and work with the community and the people who don't understand anything about skateboarding? You have to develop a lot of patience, because not everyone's gonna get it. My advice is pick the people who you think are gonna be the best faces for your group to work with the public officials, because not everyone has the patience or the capacity to do that. And I always appreciate it when skateboarders say, hey, look, I'm gonna help, I'm gonna be the dude behind the scenes, I'm gonna rally the troops, but I cannot be the guy talking to city officials because I don't have the patience. They irritate me, I'm frustrated. I feel like they betrayed us. They don't have our best interests in mind. So some people have had the forethought and ability to say, hey, look, I'm not the best guy for that. You need someone who's more diplomatic, who can really talk to them and get our message across for the whole group.
Somebody comes to the skate park project to ask for help for funding their skate park. There are a couple things we want to see. We want to make sure that they're doing the skate park right. And when we say that, we mean a public skate park needs to be concrete, unsupervised, outdoor, and designed and built by professionals with community input.